Know the enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be in peril. When you are ignorant of the enemy but know yourself, your chances of winning or losing are equal. If ignorant both of your enemy and yourself, you are certain, in every battle, to be in peril. Perhaps you heard of this phrase. This is from Sun Tzu, author of The Art of War. He was a general, military strategist, writer, and philosopher. He wrote The Art of War more than 2,500 years ago and has been used in Eastern and Western countries, influencing philosophical and military thinking. His philosophy demonstrates the importance of knowing yourself and knowing others. Sometimes we can easily identify the strengths and weaknesses of others, but when it comes to ourselves, we're not the best predictors of what we're good at or not good at. Know the enemy and know yourself can be used in the business and personal context. Today, we'll look at its applicability in two situations: starting a new business and interview preparation. While we may not be fighting battles or have military enemy, what Sun Tzu said about knowing ourselves and knowing others is crucial in both contexts. When we know the strengths we can bring to the table, we can leverage them in various situations. When we know our limitations, we can prepare in advance, reduce chances of failure, and make adjustments to eliminate risks. Let us introduce a tool to help you with this, which is the SWOT analysis. SWOT is a strategic planning tool used to help a person or organization to identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to business or project planning. The strengths and weaknesses section can help us determine our advantages and limitations to make the most of them. The opportunities and threats section can help us understand people, competition, and environments external to us. Sound familiar to Sun Tzu's philosophy? Existing businesses can use the SWOT as a preliminary decision tool or to evaluate the strategic position of the organization. The tool can help businesses dive into the advantages and disadvantages of the organization's internal resources, such as infrastructure, finance, talent, customer base, or process and tools, as they relate to the competitor. It can also evaluate opportunities or threats from external sources, such as government policy, technology, and socio-cultural changes. We can take a look at how to utilize this tool when starting a new business. You can even use this in your current role to see a bigger picture. It can help you understand how business decisions are made and how your role can contribute. Let's consider answering the following questions for each quadrant. Strengths are the things that you have that give you an advantage over your competitor. What do you do well that you can optimize? This can be the product or service you provide, how well you know and connect with your customer base, as well as your system and processes. What resources can you tap into? For example, the skills and knowledge your employees have to offer, or tangible assets like technology. What do others see as your strengths? Looking at this from another viewpoint can sometimes offer valuable insights. Weaknesses are characteristics that may pose as risks or limitations. What areas can you improve? This could range from talent to product innovation to supply chain system and marketing strategies. How can you prepare? Perhaps it's through the establishment of partnerships to expand resources, increase knowledge and expertise in a particular area, or better selling and marketing proposition. What may be considered as weaknesses by others? Again, looking at this from another perspective may reveal things you didn't think about. Keep in mind that current strengths may create future risks. We'll use the taxi industry as an example. What was once a monopoly could no longer compete once the Uber Cab app was developed. Current weaknesses may become future opportunities. Take online learning, for example. While there are lots of limitations, which has been the main focus, it also has a lot of advantages that could be tapped into. Opportunities and threats typically look at external factors. Opportunities are elements that exist within external environment that can strengthen your strategy and increase profitability. What opportunities could you leverage? You can look at emerging needs in the market, underrepresented markets, markets where there are few competitors. What trends could you take advantage of? These could be trends within social media, social culture shifts. Examples of social culture factors that can affect business include social attitudes, beliefs, education, legal structure, and political ideology. How can you turn opportunities into strengths? Threats are factors from your external environment that could deter the integrity and profitability of the business. What could pose as threats to your business? For example, emerging new businesses or technology that make your product or services obsolete, changing government legislation that create unfavorable conditions to business, or supply chain constraints. How can you turn threats into opportunities? Alexander Graham Bell once said, "When a door closes, another one opens." When faced with a threat or challenge, we can take a step back and see how can this be used as an opportunity. What are your competition doing? Consider what are they doing differently? What are their strengths, market position, and product or service offerings? Going through this exercise can help you develop a solid strategy to optimize your strengths and be prepared for any challenges or changes. Let's take a look at how we can apply this in the context of interview preparations, when knowing yourself and knowing others is particularly important. As you're preparing for your interview, consider, what do you have to offer? Strengths. What do I know or do really well? Think about the skills and experiences you have that is valuable to the role, particularly specific examples that demonstrate how you can utilize your skills and experiences to be successful in the role. Also consider, what do you know or do really well that may be not directly related to the role, but can serve as an asset? What are my values? Some managers I work with have said, "I can teach skill, but I can't teach attitudes or values." Oftentimes, we focus solely on demonstrating our knowledge, skills, and abilities that we don't talk about how our values align with the organization's values. What do others see as your strengths? Think about feedback that you receive from former managers or colleagues. Weakness. What am I lacking that I can improve? Think about skill sets, habits, or traits. If it's something critical to the role, take the initiative to learn more about it or to improve your skill. You do not need to have it 100%. However, you will need to demonstrate your progress. It's not about how well you know or can do something, but your willingness to keep improving. What do I not know? Sometimes it's one piece of information that you're not aware of, which can affect your candidacy. For instance, if a company has split into two companies that provide different services, and you go into the interview talking about the other company's services, you'll come off as not having done your homework. Use the opportunities and threats to analyze information of the company you're interviewing with. Opportunities. What emerging trends is the company facing? What technological advances could be a game changer for the company? What government legislation changes are favorable for the company? Threats. Is the industry contracting or changing direction? What is the competition doing? What social economic factors could negatively impact the business? Your understanding of the position that the company is in can help you better demonstrate your contribution to the role. Think about your skills and knowledge in these areas that can address these questions. Perhaps you have connections within your network that you can tap into to obtain some insights. Your insights could bring value to the company to increase their market position, brand image, profitability, better processes and systems to deal with changes and challenges. Just as Sun Tzu said, if you know yourself and ignorant of others, your chances of succeeding or losing are equal. But if you know yourself and others, your chances of succeeding will greatly increase. Whether you're starting a new business or going for an interview, give the SWOT analysis a try. Or perhaps you find other ways of implementing SWOT. Let us know. If you found this video useful, please like or share with more people, because you can also help them go beyond themselves. Remember to subscribe for more content.